Welcome to Motivated Money. If you're new here, I am so happy that you decided to join me. I really am. So come on in. Kick off your shoes, get comfortable, because today we are going to walk step by step through how to use your free Motivated Money budgeting spreadsheet. You haven't got yours yet? I got you. Head on down to the description box, click on the download, come back and join us because you don't want to miss any of this. We are going to learn how to use this simple but powerful tool that's going to give you the clarity and the control that you need to start making real moves with your money. By the way, guys, this is the same exact spreadsheet that I'm using currently to tackle my debt. I'm going to show you how to track your income, your expenses, your debts, and your savings goals, all in one easy to use sheet. Now, before we jump in, let me just say this. Budgeting isn't about restriction. It's not. It's about freedom. And the fact that you're here right now, that means you're taking ownership. And that's the first step to lasting financial freedom. And I am so proud of you. I really am. Kudos to you. We are on this journey together. I told you I'm not going to gatekeep anything. I'm going to share all the tools, resources, tips, everything that I'm learning, everything that I have that I am currently using to destroy my debt. I'm going to share it with you so that you can destroy your debt as well, because you're going to destroy your debt. We're going to do this. All right. So come on, let's get started. Okay, so where we're going to start on the Motivated Money Budget Starter is on the Instructions for Use tab. Now, this just basically gives you a rundown of how to use your budget spreadsheet each month. This gives you advice on how to save your files each month so that you can keep track of your progress from month to month. Whether you are on using Google Sheets or even if you're using Excel, it will give you advice on how to save those files each month. And if you're like me and you need a more detailed version of how to use your spreadsheet, let's go here to the towards the top here, highlighted in pink. You'll see this link here. Now, it's not clickable, so you'll have to highlight it and then copy it and paste it into a new browser. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I already have one open, but we're going to open another one just for the sake of the tutorial. Now, you see here it opens up a more detailed version, tab by tab, row by row, of what you should be putting into your spreadsheet each month in order to get your accurate totals. Now, again, this also gives you detailed instructions on how to save your spreadsheet each month and also how to interpret your budget summary each month that the spreadsheet will give you once you have entered your income and your expense totals. So you do have option to this. You do have access to this option as well to be able to print out, and some people like to print these out and just have them for reference so that they can follow along using your printed version, or if you have multiple screens like I do, you can just bring it up on another screen while you're entering into your budget each month. So let's go back to the spreadsheet. Now, see, you can see here we're going to go to the very first tab after the instructions, which is the income tab. So the income tab here is just basically for you to list your sources of income. From your job, from your whether it's W-2, 1099, you put that here where it says salary from employment. So you would put that here. If you have any side gigs like DoorDash, Uber, you would put that amount here. Some people may also receive child support. So let's just put some test numbers in here just so that you can see how the totals change for you. So we have that here, and look here what it did to the total. It automatically calculates as you enter additional income. So let's just say we have $1,200 in rental income. We're going to enter that as well, and look what it does. It brought our total income up to $7,700. Now take note that you have these spaces here that are highlighted in yellow. These are spaces just for additional income sources. If you have more than 14 sources of income, okay, you still may need the budget spreadsheet, because there are a lot of people that have multiple sources of income and still do not know how much money they have coming in and coming out. They are still not keeping a good track of their income and their expenses each month, so they don't have a firm handle on their finances. So you still may need this even if you do have are fortunate enough to have multiple sources of income. So let's go back here where we see our total income. So the next tab we're going to go to is our expenses tab down here. And you can see we already have some numbers kind of put in there. Yours will be blank, of course, but these are just test numbers that I've entered so that you can see how this goes. So let's just say, let's enter you have $100 per month for your cable bill, and you want to put $200 per month in your savings account. So once you've listed all of your expenses for the month, now you may have more than 2 credit cards. Here again, and these spaces highlighted in yellow is where you will put the additional expenses each month. And you can label it credit card 1, credit card 2, credit card 3, credit card 4, and etc. You can also go in here and just add another column for due date. Some people like to keep track of when these bills are actually due, so you can do that here easily by just going in and adding another column here for due date. So we have our expenses have automatically totaled for us here. We have $8,335 in expenses this month. So here's the fun part, guys. We're going to go to our budget summary tab and look here. Our total monthly income has carried over. Our total monthly expense total has carried over, and look where we are. Unfortunately, we have a deficit this month. We have a deficit because those numbers are in parentheses, so we know that is a negative number. So that lets us know, hey, we don't have anything to put towards our savings or our extra, any money we wanted to pay towards to pay our debt down this month. We just don't have it. So now we can make a plan on what we are going to do going into the next month on how we're going to make up for this deficit. Maybe we need to pick up some extra side gigs, do a little extra DoorDashing or Ubering this month so that we can make up for that deficit that we're going into the next month with. Now that we see what a deficit looks like, let's go back in and change those income totals so that we can see what a surplus looks like and what our budget summary will tell us then. So let's just say we change our income, we make $8,000 per month, and from our side gigs we make about $1,500 per month. And then let's take that out, and then let's say we have total rental income of $2,000 per month. Now we have a total income of $11,500. Now let's go back over to our expenses tab. Now we see we haven't added any extra expenses. We're going to keep those as is, but look where our totals are. So let's go back to the fun part, the budget summary, to see where we are. So here in the budget summary, look how much of a surplus that we have. These numbers are no longer in parentheses, so we know that this is a positive number. This lets us know that we have a surplus this month. So we have a surplus of $3,165. So look here what our budget summary tells us. We have up to 20%. It's recommending that we put 20% of this surplus here into our savings. So we have an additional $633 that we can put into our savings account if that's what you'd like to do. I suggest that you put it towards your debt, but you also have a plan for that. So here we see we have 80% allocated of this surplus that we can take, and we can chunk down our debt, guys. We can take over $2,500 this month and we can put it towards a credit card that maybe it has a $800 balance. We can pay that one off. Or we have a credit card that has a $1,000 balance. You can pay that one off too. So you can see here that you have money left over each month that you should be putting towards your debt. Not going and taking a vacation, not doing extra shopping, not doing anything to cause you to have more debt. If you have high debt balances, your budget summary has shown you that you have money in your budget this month to pay towards your debt obligations. So that's how this spreadsheet works in a nutshell. It's nothing difficult. We do have a more advanced one that does give you a breakdown on how you can pay down your debt, whether you're using the Snowball method or the avalanche method. That's a video for another day, but it does get more advanced for those who want more in-depth analysis into their budget each month and how they should pay down their debt. and how they should allocate any surplus that they have, and what you should do in case that you do have a deficit. Again, it may be time to find additional sources of income, which we'll be talking about later as well, in order to be able to help us destroy our debt. Okay, so that is the budget, the simple budget summary in a nutshell. Again, so what we're going to do at the end is each month, I suggest that you do this each month. At the end of each month, go in and put in your expenses, or if you you can do it at the beginning of each month as well. If you already have fixed expenses and you have fixed income, you know just how much money you're going to have coming in each month. At the beginning of the month, you're going to know how much you're making from your employment, your side gigs, or any sources of income. You know what that is. It doesn't change, and your expenses pretty much don't change as well. You can go ahead and put that in the beginning of the month so that you can get a firm understanding of where you're going to be that month as well, and just to see how you're starting. Are you starting in a deficit, or are you starting in a surplus? And then you know how to allocate those extra funds if you are in a surplus, which I hope for the most of us that is the case. But if you're not, we're going to show you also in additional videos in the future on how to work with that deficit in order you can still pay off your debt even with the deficit, and we'll show you that in later videos. But thank you for showing up for this one today, for coming to this tutorial so they can get a firm understanding on how to use your budget summary. And so again, thank you for being here. You made the first and most important step. You decided to show up so that you can do something about your debt. Okay, so be proud of yourself for that. I'm proud of you for that. Okay, and stay motivated. I'm here to keep you motivated, to help you to learn how to get a firm fix on your finances, get a firm idea of how much money you have coming in and how much money you have going out. That's where we have to start. That's where everyone has to start. You cannot plan accordingly, and you cannot build accordingly if you don't know how much money you have going into your expenses each month. So again, thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.
Well, welcome back. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed the tutorial on how to use your new motivated money budgeting starter template. Now, if you found that this was helpful, please be sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below to share your biggest budgeting win with me this month. I'd really love to hear it. Now, if you want to take things a little bit further, I do have more advanced options for you. We have a more advanced budgeting template for those who are ready to aggressively tackle their debt. And we also have one-on-one coaching sessions available for those of you who prefer a more in-depth debt strategy session. So go into the description and click on the links there to get access to those options. Now, I want you to know you've got what it takes. Please believe me when I tell you you have what it takes. And what I'm here to do is just to help you stay focused. And most importantly, I'm here to help you stay motivated. Until next time.